Welcome everybody to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. We're here for the opening of a brand new roller coaster.
Yay!
It's DarKoaster.
You have been like itching for this for a while.
I'm excited for this, man. Ever since Curse of Dark Castle closed, I was waiting for like something to take its place. It was just sitting there empty. We needed something there. This is gonna be a great addition. No one in the background is doing anything weird at all.
No.
You know,
it's a playing. Oh my god.
El Toro, Ryan. Hey, we got Dan and Ryan. How you guys doing? You excited for this?
Oh, we're so excited. Yeah, can't wait.
Definitely pumped. Yep. And how far did you drive for this?
Like six and a half hours.
And you're doing it all again as we leave, right?
Yeah. It's a normal day.
Just the way it is. So, media access, this is the day before opening day, and we're gonna be right back there tomorrow to see the grand opening ceremony, which we will be showing for you guys in this video, so stay tuned for that. We got these spooky guys right as we're entering. I think that's Ludwig. We're entering his castle. Ooh, spooky, and look, it's right over here. And here we go, our main entrance. Look at that sign, this is our first time seeing it in person. Looks really good.
I'm really interested to see what the two of us like think of this differently, because you have such a sentimental attachment to
the original. Yeah.
And like I think I did it once when I was young, but I was
You don't really remember it, yeah. So we're going up the new quick queue for DarKoaster, and it's actually way to the right of the front entrance. Like this complete like side gate, because this is like your main plaza over here. You can see in there right now what that looks like. It looks pretty much the same as from when it was Curse of Dark Castle.
I love it. Also, they give us fanny packs. I just need to emphasize how lit that is.
This is where the old Dark Castle pre-show was. You can see a bunch of like Arctic equipment, like boots. Those are treads.
And then we have jet skis over there.
With boxes and crates, dark tours. There's some skis.
It's really cool being in here because the only time I've ever been in here was for Con.
Yeah.
And then they had like a Meet Santa thing in here, which just is like the most weird place to meet Santa.
I know, it really was. So when this was Dark Castle, you didn't step up onto this platform. There was no stairs here. You just walked straight into the ride vehicle. And then consequently, this was all completely different. They added this back wall and everything. Alright, so we just got off our first couple rides there on DarKoaster. So they just let us go around several times. So I think we've done at this point 4 laps, which is like towards the front, some in the middle, at the back. Like I feel like
5 rows, so it's not like, it only changes so much depending on where.
Right. Yeah. I did feel like the back was a bit better, I think.
Yeah, you have better. I mean, it's the same thing we said for Tron. Like when you're up front, like yes, the view of like directly ahead is like better, I guess, but you miss a lot of the effects because they typically start when the front row gets to them, and then you miss some
so
of
you
it,
see more
not
towards the back. Yeah. Now I will say there were not as many effects as I think I was hoping. There are several sections where it's just dark. And I mean, if it's the name, yeah, but I feel like there should have been something happening because they have other moments where are things popping up at you, but the whole mantra is you're in a snowstorm and there's no snow aspects during it.
Like,
yeah.
Like, look, like I I enjoyed the ride, don't get me wrong, but I will be very candid that I'm definitely a little let down by the effects. Like, again, like, I know concept art is not, like, directly related to what things will actually look like, but I was hoping, like, there was just better overall atmosphere. Like, it's like, you mainly just really hear the coaster and, like, a couple lightning crashes in there, and a snowstorm, and like the practical sets look very, very cool, but then you get some that are just look like they're just kind of like cardboard and like, I don't know.
There's like, because like when you roll out of the station, you take a left-hand turn and there's like all these archways. That part looks good, right? When you're taking the turn into the second launch, take this wide bank turn, there should have been something like happening like to your left that you're like wrapping around. My favorite effect is at the very end. You go through, I'm guessing it's like storm variation of like King Ludwig, like his mouth, like his head gets like closer and closer, and there's like some fog, and like you pass right through it. That part is great. That's a great effect.
Yeah. So do you prefer this or the original Dark Castle?
I like Curse of Dark Castle better. I think the Curse of Dark Castle was a phenomenal dark ride, and this is a fine indoor coaster. I wouldn't place it very high in the world of indoor coasters.
I like Verbolten better. Like not
just
the,
for sure. Oh yeah.
But no, I'm not even talking about the coaster. I'm talking about the effect.
It didn't quite feel finished.
Yeah, I would agree. This definitely like under-delivered for me. But like the coaster itself is
the coaster's fine, because the thing is that it is a small building when it comes to roller coaster stuff. So there's only so much you can do. So I have no quarrels with the layout, because I am confident that if you took a look at the space, you're like, yeah, this is what you can do with it, you know? But otherwise you'll hit the ceiling. The second pass around, I feel like there should have been it should have been a more dramatic difference in theming. There were a couple things.
The clouds like had lightning bolts instead of just regular clouds.
Yeah, and like during the first pass around, you pass by like some tall skeletons, and then during the second time, there's just no skeletons. And then the second time, at the end, you have the King Ludwig's head. Like I feel like there should have been like, again, like a little bit more. Maybe this isn't the final version. This is the initial opening. We've certainly seen that before, where theming gets added to stuff over time. I think about King's Dominion, Toonbeely, Jungle Expedition. Like that area just got better and better.
I heard people were waiting like 3 hours for some of the past previews, and I'll say right now, I would have been kind of PO'd if I did that.
I would not wait really that long for that attraction. I think maybe at most like 30 minutes.
Yeah, again, coaster's fine. The effects that they do have are fine, but like they should be a lot more.
Tell you what though is gonna be good. It is cold in that building during the summer when it's so hot out. That's gonna feel amazing. They sell the effect of like it's a snowstorm, and then it's like, oh, it's like you're cold drafts and stuff. It feels cold in there. So that part is just fine.
You probably see your breath. Like, oh my god.
We found Clint eating some Doritos.
This is Coaster Studio.
This is professional. What do you think of DarKoaster?
I like it. I really do. This is definitely one I prefer to be in the back seat, because I feel like there's effects in there that you're not going to see if you're in the front seat. So it's like if you're in the back seat, there's just some effects that'll turn on and just kind of scare the crap out of you. But I really enjoy it. I love the reuse of the track, so you get to go twice.
Oh, totally.
And how they have different effects on and stuff.
They have a plaque up in the queue talking about the history of this building, but it's like within the thematic universe. So it's not talking about like specifically the ride. It's like the theme from the original ride, and then how they're able to continue that with DarKoaster. And I love the chandeliers. Of course, that is from the original, but they brought in the purple lighting for this, which looks great.
So is it Prince Ludwig or King Ludwig?
I thought it was King.
So
I thought it was Ludwig. Is it Ludwig?
Ludwig. I thought it was Ludwig.
I don't work here.
So anyways, I thought it was Prince, and then he corrected me saying it was King. But if you read the plaque that you were just showing, it starts with Prince and ends with King. So
he killed someone to get to his new position.
I think in Curse of Dark Castle,
it was Prince?
He was Prince at the beginning.
And now he's
King. He killed his parents so that he would be king, right?
That would make sense.
It took us 20 years.
And then he built a roller coaster. Check out our DarKoaster merchandise. Actually looks really nice. I like the storm effect that you get right there. It's a great logo. See, they just plop the logo down on a shirt. Looks awesome. That's all you need to do. A little bit of a tie-dye effect right there.
For you throwback lovers.
I love that they're selling this. Oh, and that's the front, and then that looks awesome.
If you don't leave with one, I'm gonna be really surprised.
That's a great shirt.
That's right.
Yeah, that looks fantastic. So all this is available in this brand new structure that's right here outside of the entrance. You can see our lockers, same standard SeaWorld lockers. Here's where you check out. A couple more shirts over there, particularly for opening day. It looks good. I like it. We temporarily paused this DarKoaster video to remind you that Mock Tower is now gone, and this is what is left. It is now an area that you sit in and enjoy some food. They set up some brews right there, and of course there's the pretzel stand right there. So if I had to take a guess, this is probably next year's edition. Yeah, I think that would make a lot of sense. We're back in the queue, and it's now part of the VIP event. So they have a bunch of food and beverages that they're offering us, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic. They brought an owl to DarKoaster. Hey, yo, dude, did you ride the ride? What do you think? You got enough there?
These are for my.
Yeah, there's someone else. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm not even gonna show them. I'm holding a fourth one for you, but.
I'm holding a.
It's for the, you know.
That thing. Yeah.
Just water. Yeah, just water. Just water. Yeah, just food coloring and water.
He's got 3.
These are all Sarah's, by the way. Yeah, these are all Sarah's.
Guys, the theming from the ride is like here in person. They're like not just standing next to the track anymore. They're like walking around.
Popped out of here.
I know. Hello. So now we're going for another ride. Look, we're actually going in this room. So this was the original pre-show. They had the screen right up here, but this is all new. So it's now part of the queue. They wanted to keep the line moving, but look at this. Look at that. It's the ghost of Ludwig. We're hearing like something come out of the radio right there. All right, about to do front row for our first time. Enjoy the ride, boys. And right as we finished up with marathoning DarKoaster, they just opened it up to pass holders. So now they're going for the first ride. She saw I was filming.
Have fun!
This is an indoor coaster themed to escaping storms. So when it's storming here, you're gonna go on an indoor ride themed to escaping a storm.
And holy hell is it cold in there.
Yeah.
I have to say, and I know it's like a family coaster, and like the coaster is inherently family friendly, yes. I think it's gonna scare the pants off of a lot of kids. Like
It's kind of a lot. Like
I know I think about me being little, like I don't know, like I think I would have been like crying at the end. Like it's dark. Which, okay, like I did Space Out when I was a kid, but there weren't things popping out at me.
yeah, there's like skeletons, like lots of strobes, and it's kind of like right in your face and unexpected. A lot of like thunder sound effects, like the lightning bolts when you hit the second launch are like boom, 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 boom.
And then you pair that with the forces that inherently come with riding an Intamin coaster, even if it is a family one, like it's still forceful.
It's more forceful than Big Bear Mountain, which is a much larger ride. This ride pulls way crazier forces.
Yeah, I think that all of that put together is a recipe for like potentially, like I'm not saying every kid, but like what's the height requirement on this?
It's low. I want to say 42.
I mean, that's like a young kid, 42 inches, like.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you have a kid that's scared of Verbolten, there's a good chance they're gonna be scared of this too.
Oh well, yeah.
In terms of
Verbolten is
theming
definitely
and
like
stuff, yeah.
Verbolten has like, you know, the drop track. If you didn't know already.
Right.
I know that would scare a little kid, but like this might too, like for real.
So we're gonna head out of Busch Gardens for now. We're gonna be back tomorrow morning for the grand opening ceremony. We'll get some more friends out here to experience it, give their thoughts. But until then, one last thing I want to throw in there. It is surprisingly shaky for after doing like several rides in a row. I don't think so. Like for
I feel like they all have that kind of like.
But it's really noticeable from the second launch until the brake run. That section in particular. Yeah. It's like what? Like we did probably 5 laps in a row there to like end up where we were literally like staying in our seats, which I realize most people are probably not gonna be able to do. However, we were starting to get like a bit of a headache from that part because you go around twice each time, you know?
Yeah, that's another thing that I was thinking about, like for kids, like with everything going on like around you, like as far as big sensory experience plus the shaking, it might be like, you know, like too much. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. So let's cut to tomorrow morning. And here we are. They're about to do the opening ceremony for the grand unveiling of DarKoaster. All right, Matt and Tyler joined us for today. You guys about to do your first rides on DarKoaster. What are you looking forward to?
DarKoaster.
Well, no, I mean like what about it? Like obviously the ride.
You know, the ride, the theming. I'm excited. I mean, my expectations aren't set like that high. I'm just looking for it to be fun.
Okay, cool. And did you guys ride the original Dark Castle?
No, I was here in 2017 and I didn't know the ride existed. So then it closed in 2018 and I was like, What is that?
This is why you always do your research.
It's pretty big, bro. How did you not notice?
The crowds are pouring in. Wow. Everyone just keeps on coming.
Please help me welcome Kevin Lemke, Park President of Busch Gardens Williamsburg and Water Country USA. Well, thank you for coming out, first and foremost. Just an amazing day. It's almost surreal to be back here at such an iconic building and to launch a new attraction in the DarKoaster building. Very, very exciting. So today we add North America's first all-indoor straddle coaster to our diverse portfolio of attractions here at the park. Named one of the most anticipated coasters in 2023 by USA Today, DarKoaster is an unprecedented family-friendly dark experience, being the first all-indoor coaster at Busch Gardens Williamsburg and a perfect complement to our collection of thrills. So show of hands, who got out for member rides early last weekend and has ridden? All right, very cool. The response has been fantastic. We appreciate all the feedback. I've ridden it several times, an amazing ride, so can't wait to get you guys on it. This ride really was built for our fans. We take in your feedback. I get plenty of feedback, of course. Hey, you should build this, you should build that. The list is very, very long, but this really kind of checks all the boxes. Just an amazing attraction, and especially being here again at DarKoaster. So you can expect hidden theming elements throughout the grounds, playing homage to the previous attraction, Curse of DarKoaster. Who rode DarKoaster? All right, a lot of people. So opened in 2005. Retired in late 2017, but here we are again. So help me out on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Now everyone's following in. The line stretches all the way down here. Let's see. Here we go, the end of the line, all the way to Land of the Dragon. Our opening day line is looking like 105 minutes.
I got a hat.
I like your headband.
They just walked up and gave us the ribbon, like the ribbon that they cut to open DarKoaster. I'm like, or DarKoaster, oh my god, I can't even see it.
Yeah, and they gave it to someone who doesn't even know the name of the ride. Look at this, yeah, it's the ribbon.
I want to turn it into something I can wear today.
Wear it as a sash or something. Or a scarf, there we go. It is a little chilly. Alright guys, you just rode DarKoaster on opening day. What'd you think?
I really enjoyed it, actually. I thought the first launch was a bit underwhelming, but after we started going through the layout and that second launch, the second launch was really punchy, and the second half of the layout was actually, I enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. It's a good family coaster and it has some nice whip to it. And like you were saying the other day, I feel like it fits perfectly in the lineup because it's not too tame like Rover's coaster or whatever, but it's also not gonna like tear you out of your seat. I think it's a perfect stepping stone.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, he pretty much summed it up. I mean, it's a great stepping stone between like Rovers and maybe around like the same thrill levels like Invader, maybe.
Okay.
Invader, Vermolten, and then kind of go up to the bigger stuff. I know you guys have been kind of getting on the theming a little bit.
What'd you think of that?
It kind of just felt like to me, it's like if Revenge of the Mummy was built on like $0 budget. Like, there was like an attempt to like do some stuff at the end with like some of the projections.
Yeah.
But there's really nothing else in there. It was just fun. It was a nice little family coaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say my one of my few critiques is that I wish it was darker, which I don't know if that makes
really?
sense.
You actually think it should be darker in
I
there?
think it should be darker.
So dark,
because,
Matt. You're tripping.
Like you can, when I heard it was like DarKoaster, and like I thought like you wouldn't be able to see that your hand in front of you, but when you were riding, I was like, there's my hand. I don't want to see it. I want there to be like advanced darkness, you know?
Interesting.
So that's just me.
All right, so there you go. A couple more thoughts on DarKoaster as we're enjoying our opening day. We're gonna go ahead and conclude this out while we enjoy some of the other attractions here at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. You know, such a beautiful park. Already some fantastic thrill rides here. I think we're now up to like 10 roller coasters in this park.
That's wild.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
4 launch coasters.
They are very diverse. Yeah,
4
diverse
multi-launch coasters. Each one has more than one launch.
That's like crazy.
Dude, this park, man. That's nuts. But yeah, come out here at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Go ride DarKoaster. Let us know what you think. If you disagree with any of our opinions, yeah, please post all that down below. And of course, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.